This episode of Success Through Connections is brought to you by Legacy Realty Group, North Florida. The team that treats your home, your time, and your goals as top priority. Real people, real results, real care.
Welcome to this week's episode of Success Through Connections. And this week I have someone who not only hobnobs with the superstars, I consider her a superstar as well. I have someone who I've been trying to get on the show for a very long time, but she is really a busy lady, and you'll find out exactly why in just a few minutes. So I have with us today DanniAnn Rawls. She is the founder of DonnaReiné. She is not just a wardrobe stylist, but she is a seamstress and a very high-profile costume designer. So she got her start, I would say, really early in life when she would watch her mom meticulously sew clothing for the family. What a treat that must have been. I'm like, wow, that is so cool. So DanniAnn, so I know that she believes in expressing yourself through your style, through your wardrobe. And, you know, when you dress right and you feel good, it does boost your confidence when you go out in public. So she was a model and an actress back in the day, I guess, in Miami. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to tell us if you still do that, but I don't know how you have time to do all that. So but from that perspective, she got a very unique insight into how garments, colors, and their styles can help you exude confidence and express your personality, and how different types of garments and colors can help you with complement you depending on whatever your body style is, because let's face it, we all have different body styles. So she has really worked with some of the elite in the industry. She has worked on major projects like the fashion project of 2018 for a Jacksonville magazine. She styles for Coach, and she's the dresser for the Tyler Perry sitcoms. And she is a costume designer and the seamstress roles for some very famous touring artists like Nicki Minaj, Diana Ross. And wow, those are some glamorous clothings there. So I just love the fact that clothing, and I've seen people who I know that you do wardrobe for, it really does exude their personality. So she believes that your wardrobe should tell your story. So welcome, DanniAnn. I'm so glad you're finally
here. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much, Zelda. This is exciting.
It really is. It really is exciting because I've worked very hard to get you on the show. So
no, I'm here. I made it.
So I wanted to know, the very first question I had for you was, so what's the biggest misconception that people have when they want to hire a stylist?
Yes, the biggest misconception is they think they can't afford it. I can't afford it. Oh, that's for the rich. That's for the famous. And that's not true. That's not true. I work with all budgets. I mean, of course, being that you have the budget to invest in yourself, this is an investment into yourself. But I work from moms, who are just starting over, who lost a ton of weight and their closet, nothing else works in their closet. So they hire me and I revamp their style, to executives. So it really doesn't matter your paycheck or your status. Anyone can have a stylist. It's just an investment in yourself.
And I know that you do different things. It's like maybe you work with the professional speakers, and so they have to be on stage and they have to dress a certain way. But there's also, like you said, the moms in the world who go through their closet and they go, and it's filled with stuff, and they go, I don't have a thing to wear.
Yeah, exactly. I see it all the time. A closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. So they'll hire me. I'll come in and I'll get rid of 80% of that closet.
I think of you when I go in my closet these days. I go, oh, this doesn't bring me joy, and I don't wear it, but I'll wear it again someday. I was like,
exactly. Nope. If you haven't worn it, and I say, I give it a little bit more time. Most would say 3 months, but I say, okay, give it 6 months, especially because we're in Florida. It's hot here. So you might not be able to reach the seasonal stuff as soon as other places around the world. So I say, give yourself 6 months. And if you don't wear it within that season. Next season, it's out.
Gone.
It's
I need
out.
to do that.
Throw it out.
I need to clean out my closets. So how does style impact people's confidence?
Yeah, style. I mean, looks, I hate to say it, but looks are almost everything. You know, they always say, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like. It does.
First
It really
impressions
does.
count. Yeah.
First impressions count. It really does. So, how you present yourself is how people treat you. If you go into, let's say, you, Zelda, and you have this big conference and you're speaking to people, and you go on stage with a dirty t-shirt with stains and wrinkled sweatpants. Why would I take you serious? You didn't take the time into yourself. Why is she going to, why should I trust her and listen to her? So style exudes confidence. What you have on plays a role. It goes back to, I feel like garments, it's storytelling. That's what I always ask my clients. I ask my clients, when is the event, or what are you trying to exude? The one question I always ask clients is, what are three adjectives? Because I want to know how you want to feel. I want to know, I always put myself into a character. You're now my character. You're my doll. I get to dress you. Where are we going? What's the weather? Who's going to be there? What time of day? And then I start from there. So style, look at it as a character and what you want to bring to the table. And it really boosts your confidence, because then you walk into that room and you're like, I feel great. You have a different mindset. It's no longer, oh, I'm just throwing this on because it's there. No, you're telling a story, and you're getting the confidence that you need for that day.
That's true. I'm a realtor, and I see so many of these younger realtors. They may be wonderful as a realtor and they know their stuff, but when they come in wearing the jeans and the t-shirt, and it's like they don't care. It just drives me nuts. But
I mean, yeah, sorry.
But I also heard I think it was I can't pronounce his last name, the Shark Tank, the guy Robert.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about Mark Cuban, I believe is what it was. And they were saying how, you know what, if you come into the room and everybody is wearing a suit, but there's the one guy in the t-shirt, he's the guy you should be listening to or watching, because he's probably the leader of the pack, because he's, like, you have any take on that? It's like, okay, I haven't reached that category where I can wear the jeans and the this nasty t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with it at some sense. And I will say this, honestly, people with a lot of money are quiet. And you'll notice, as far as like big money is silent money. New money, all that is loud. So I do agree in that sense. However, jeans, you can wear jeans, but the jeans have to be fitted. The jeans have to be of quality. The t-shirt can be nice, but usually it's very thick, and it has a collar, like a thick band collar around the neck bone. It's tapered to your body and your arms. So now that regular Hanes t-shirt becomes a Ted Baker t-shirt, where it's thick and of quality. And then you just accessorize. So you can wear jeans and a t-shirt, but then you want to make sure you have on a nice watch. If you're a male. If you're a woman, you want to make sure you put on a nice lipstick, a nice pretty statement earring, a nice mule shoe, a nice, clean sneaker if you're going to wear a sneaker, or a nice pump to kind of elevate it. So you can wear, so like in your industry in real estate, you could wear jeans and a t-shirt, but make sure it's a quality jean and t-shirt, and make sure it's elevated with a nice shoe, a nice accessory, and then maybe throw on a blazer over your shoulder. You don't have to put the blazer on, but maybe put the blazer on over your shoulder, because then boom, it instantly ups your value. So, I mean, I do agree with Mark Cuban as far as the boss. You can always, first of all, you can always tell a boss just by their demeanor, how they walk in. So yes, I agree as far as, you probably want to look at that guy, that gentleman, because I guarantee he probably had on a Rolex with that white t-shirt and jeans, or some nice like sneakers or casual,
I always say, look
Casual
at your
shoes.
shoes. If they're all scuffy, but if they're nice and shiny and look good, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And another thing, as far as suits, a lot of times, yeah, you could put on a suit, but if it's not fitted well, you might as well have you were better off coming in jeans
Yes.
and a t-shirt than an ill-fitted suit. Just don't do it.
Well, I have to admit, I don't even own a pair of jeans. I've just never felt like I
Really?
look decent in them, so I don't wear jeans. It's like,
I
no.
have to change that. I have to find you a nice
I
pair of
know.
jeans.
Jeans, I just don't feel comfortable in them. It's like, but I love the look of jeans with a pretty shirt with it and a
Yeah.
nice bag for accessories. I love the accessories. I love that stuff. So what can people do, DanniAnn, to actually, what can they wear to influence people on how people treat you? You know, it's like they see how you look.
Yeah.
How does what you wear affect how people will treat you?
Yeah, just like I mentioned before, it's if you come in sloppy, people are going to treat you sloppy, So just, it's not so much of what you wear, it's how you wear it too. So just make sure it's fit to your body, don't be slouchy, don't have the collar all dingy and out of place, faded, unless it's the actual style of the shirt.
Right.
No stains. It's just sloppy when you're wearing garments with huge old stains. If it's stained, toss it. Again, make sure it's not overly tight or overly loose. And it's just neat. You just want to
Isn't
make
that
sure things are neat.
Isn't that something that you think? I mean, I'm thinking it's true because I feel this way. You know, you're confident, you're very self-aware of your body type, and you wear maybe if you're overweight, you wear something that's a little baggy, and where maybe if you put a belt on it, it didn't look so baggy and it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're overweight, don't be afraid of layers. You could wear that nice fitted shirt under it, then a nice collar shirt over that, then a blazer, and then now you're structured. So you still are kind of hiding the overweight, but you look put together
Together.
because of the layers. And then you can have fun with the different colors and contrast and add an accessory because then the attention won't be on your so-called weight. Now it'll be on, wow, you look great.
You look great, and that's what you want. You want it's like people don't.
Yeah,
I think we're our
yeah,
own worst enemies when it comes to that.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what are three staples that everybody should have in their closet?
You're gonna laugh. A nice pair of jeans.
I guess I'm going shopping.
A nice pair of jeans. Definitely a nice clean sneaker, a white sneaker, you know, for my ladies, a nice pump. It doesn't have to be a high heel. It could be a little kitten heel. It could be a 3-inch heel, or it could be a high heel, but you need a nice staple black pump. And believe it or not, a nice classy tee, because a nice classy tee you can put under a blazer, you can wear it by itself. You could wear it layered under your collared shirt and just open up your collared shirt and wear it as like an undershirt. Those are staples for sure. And I'm going to add a bonus one, a blazer, a nice fitted blazer that you could wear with jeans, with the skirt. Even for my gentlemen, you could wear that sports coat with a pair of jeans, a pair of slacks, and it just, again, completes the look.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what is your process for when you're coming to help someone do a closet audit?
Okay. I first it's a series of questions because I have to get to understand you, your personality, kind of how if you're conservative, if you're liberal, if I can take risks with you. So it's a long, long questionnaire. And then I come into your closet and I make my client have a seat and I do everything. I'm tossing. I literally make a pile of absolute no's, maybes, and yeses. And then where I'm just literally, imagine it's a cartoon and I'm just throwing things out, literally. I know it sounds like chaos, but it's not. And that way it brings everything to the forefront. And we're going through every single piece, from things that are hanging to things that are hidden in drawers. to
Better watch what's in
that.
those drawers.
I know. Listen, I don't judge. That's the one thing I do not judge. We're going through those. We're going through those drawers.
Oh, that's so funny.
And also from a lot of times we'll have hidden closets like coat closets and things like that.
Mhm.
I go through that as well. I go through every single piece of garment you own.
Wow. I'm in trouble. I don't even I finally this year broke down and bought a pair of sneakers.
Nice.
It's like my sister wears them and she wears them that have all these cute little doodads all over them. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't like wearing sneakers, but I have one pair and I wear them when I need to. So
Yes, yes.
it's so
They're cute.
funny.
You know, now I feel like COVID changed the game a little bit as far as introducing sneakers and making it a little bit more casual chic now. There's
Yes.
so many cute sneakers out there.
Everything. I mean, that's all my children wear are sneakers. So what's
Yeah.
the one thing that most people have in their closet that they need to get rid of?
I would say that old dress from 20 years ago. Everyone has something in their closet from 20 years ago that they are hanging on to. And it's like,
Because we're getting back in it.
exactly. I wore that at my or I had this when my daughter was 2 years old. Get rid of it. I'm sorry. And even my men will have pieces 30 years and it'll have a stain and it's discolored. And I'm like, why do we still have this? So everyone has something in their closet that is just outdated, old, that doesn't fit, that they're like, I'm going to get into that again. You're not. Not to say that, maybe you will, but you're not. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
So you mentioned men. Let's talk about them for just a minute. I mean, my son, all he seems to wear are Nike. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you want to go out on a date, you've got to get rid of the Nike. You got to wear something decent. It doesn't mean you have to wear a suit because he actually likes to wear suits. So what should men have? Yeah. What should they have in their wardrobe?
Yeah, they should definitely have like a nice Chelsea boot. They need like a nice boot, like an ankle boot. They need a nice pair of loafers, and then they need a pair of clean sneakers. Not so much hard bottoms anymore. Men don't really wear the hard bottom like dress shoes. They're very uncomfortable. So yeah, those three shoes are pretty much meant. I don't want to call them simple, but men are a little bit more simple. You can have a nice loafer, a nice pair of sneakers, a nice Chelsea boot in brown and black, and then maybe something in navy. And that will complete their whole wardrobe and it'll look put together. I have some gentlemen who are sneakerheads. They have so many sneakers and that's fine. That's completely fine. But I need some variety in here. Let's get you a Chelsea boot. And now you put on a nice pair of slacks, a nice button up shirt, and throw on those Chelsea boots with a sports coat, and you'll look put together.
Very good. I'm going to have to have my son make sure he listens in. It's Nike, everything. And I'm like, are they paying you? It's
I know, right?
sneakers, every color of sneakers. It's just crazy. So
I know. I love it.
it's nuts. It's nuts. So how does someone create that signature look?
So it takes some effort. And it's not as hard as you think. I always say when you go into the store, pay attention to this. You'll see that you'll grab almost the same items. You'll always pick up a shirt with the same color, or I'll go in a closet and a person will have three of the same thing and they didn't even realize it. So pay attention to what you're comfortable in and then kind of branch off from there. So if you love a pencil skirt, then from there, start adding different things to accentuate the pencil skirt. Maybe a long trench, like duster over that pencil skirt. Just start changing the colors of it. Maybe have some patterns, and then from there, that'll kind of be your signature. It's like, oh, she always has on the nice pencil skirts, and they're always just different. She has an array of skirts, So finding your signature style isn't hard. Just like you said, your son, he loves sneakers. That's his signature style. But from those sneakers, he kind of accessorizes around the sneakers. So find something that you love and then dress around that. So if you love collared shirts, your signature style would be collared shirts, but then change your bottoms, have a palazzo pant, have a pencil pant, have a A-line skirt, but your signature style would be the button-down shirt. So it's a you'll find that you'll go to almost the same things in what you're comfortable in. You'll always run to, like me, I love like summer dresses, especially because we're in Florida. I
Yeah.
have so many summer dresses. So I find myself always grabbing a summer dress, but I'll put on a crop denim. I'll throw on a collar shirt, pop the collar, tie it around the waist. I'll wear it with a heel. I'll wear it with a sneaker. I'll kind of change things around. One day I'll wear a big earring with it. One day I'll wear a stud with it. But my signature style is like summer dresses.
Okay, I gotcha. So,
Yeah.
what mistakes do you often see people making when they're dressing for an event?
When it comes to buying, selling, or managing rental property, don't settle. Choose the professional team that's experienced, knowledgeable, and yes, they actually answer the phone. Legacy Realty Group North Florida is the full-service real estate firm that delivers peace of mind. With over 16 years of local expertise, their responsive and dedicated team makes the process smooth, personal, and stress-free. Whether you're selling your home or looking for a reliable property manager, Legacy Realty Group North Florida has you covered. You'll find their info right in the show notes.
For an event,
Well, if they're going out, maybe they're going to a meeting or something, what is the mistake that you see just in people in general, what they're doing? Let's say you're going to an event, like it's a business event. What is there
yeah,
a common
yeah.
mistake people make?
I think the common mistake is just clothes ill-fitting. It's not really, it doesn't work for them or the wrong color, or because I don't want to call it a mistake per se, but a lot of times people will go towards trends and it's like sometimes those trends aren't meant for you.
Hmm.
So it's not necessarily an event per se, but just in general,
Yeah.
people will go towards trends and it's like sometimes you can't wear those trends. Stick to, I always say stick to the classics, and then you can incorporate trendy things and make sure your garments fit you well, make sure they're not too tight, make sure they're not oversized. Because I feel like in the fashion world, there isn't a standard size chart. Everyone makes their things so different. So you might say mentally, oh, I'm a size 12. So you'll buy that 12 and that trendy look, and then it's too tight or it's too big. And then mentally you're like, I don't want to
Yeah.
size up. I don't want to size up because then in your mind, you're like, I'm not a size 14 or I'm not a size 16, but maybe in that brand you are,
Yeah.
you know?
It
So
reminds me of when people are decorating their homes, and when I go into their homes and I look it over and it's like, and I go, what should I do to make more money and things like that? And I go, well, first of all, keep your house neutral. And if
yeah,
you like the bold and the different things, although let's face it, the wall behind me is pretty bold.
I love
Um,
it.
but thank you. It's, accessorize with your if you like modern decor, use accessories to modernize your home. Or if you want that
Exactly.
rustic look or whatever it is, the coastal look, use accessories, but keep the walls and everything else pretty neutral. Buy the
Neutral.
couch, the sofa, and the furniture that's neutral, but then
Yep,
put accessories in it. So I guess it's really the kind of the same thing with your
it
clothes.
is.
Because
It is.
when I go shopping, what I would love to wear and what I feel my body type is are two different things.
Two different things, two different things. And you can still get that piece that you would want to wear, but maybe use it as an accessory, like we were saying. If you love that big, bold, crazy printed top, get it, but maybe tone it down with a neutral, maybe bodysuit under it and wear it as like an overshirt, and a nice solid pant you know, and then it just becomes, yes, it becomes a statement, but then it's kind of bought together. It's all bought in together now. And you were able to now wear it, if that makes sense.
Absolute, because I love all that stuff. But when you're barely 5 feet tall, you got to be careful with big patterns. You know, it's like, yeah, they
Yeah,
overpower you. So you can't do
yeah.
that. But that's a
And
great
you,
tip.
yes, and you want to stay away from patterns on the bottom, like your bottom part. You know, if you want patterns, keep your patterns at your top portion, not your bottom portion.
Very good. That's a great tip.
Because it just will
Thank you.
it'll
Thank
bring too
you.
much attention. It'll bring too much attention at the one place that you're insecure about. And I don't want that. You
No,
know,
nobody does. That's like, yeah.
no, we
So
want you secure.
how does someone shop smart when they have a budget, but they still want to look high end?
Oh yeah, that stick to a plan. Don't go in a store and just buy because because we're impulse buyers, right? But no. So you want to stick to the basics, you know. I love Nordstrom Rack, you know. I love Dillard's, you know, even Macy's. Places like that are usually going to have pieces that are going to look of quality and are of quality that won't break the bank, you know? So you want to stick with, like you said, in real estate, your neutrals. Get a nice collared white structured button down to keep in your closet. And if you don't feel like finding anything to wear, you can throw that on with a nice pair of pants and a nice shoe, and you'll look of quality and you'll look put together. So instead of throwing on that t-shirt, you'll throw on that collared shirt, roll up the sleeves, pop the collar, put on a nice necklace, and you'll look put together. And
That's
then that way it doesn't break the bank. You may have paid $19.99 for that shirt. No one's going to know it though, because it's going to look of quality,
yeah.
you know? So definitely stay away from like the thinner materials that just look cheap. I don't you can tell when something is of quality. So even though some places, and I don't want to name names because I shop everywhere. So it's just I'll use this for example, Rainbow Shops. It's a cheap store. It's a very cheap store. But however, I've gone in there and I've found quality pieces. I found a Betsy Johnson, like for a client, she was going on vacation. So I found a Betsy Johnson bathing suit overall there. Like it went over her bathing suit and it was of quality. So I pulled something that was maybe $10.99, but would retail for $50.
Like Betsy
And it,
Johnson's expensive.
yeah, yeah. And I went in there and I pulled a quality piece. I didn't go in there and buy her bathing suit. I wouldn't buy her bathing suit out of there. So again, when you're shopping, you want to look for quality. You want to look at how it feels, how it falls. If you see the strings pulling in the store, the threads pulling already in the store,
Run.
don't get that. Yes, run. So Ross, Marshalls, you can find quality pieces in there, but sometimes you have to look. That's why they hire me, because I'm the one that's going to decipher and sift through those things. And that's again goes back to your very first question of, can you afford? Absolutely. Again, I work with all budgets. So if you give me a small budget of $1,000 to go pulling looks, guess what? I'm going to make sure you come back with like with the wardrobe that looks like you spent $6,000, because I know how to pull things. I know how to find quality. So if you're
And you
shopping for
enjoy
yourself,
shopping.
exactly,
Enjoy shopping. I was
exactly,
like, that to me, that's the
exactly.
worst. They have to go through all those clothes to find the one little thing.
Yes, yes. But I always say quality over quantity.
So
So
you go and you look for these different styles, and how do you adjust for styling for these different body types?
yeah, it's the questions I asked you in the beginning. It's experience. It's asking, one of the questions I ask my clients before they work with me is, what's your favorite body part? What's your least favorite body part? You'd be surprised. So then from there, depending on their body type, if they love their bust area, guess what? I'm going to find pieces that accentuate that area. And then the rest of the body is no longer an issue for them because now they have pieces that accentuate the best part of their body.
Very good.
So that's how I shop for my body types. I try to understand my client. It's not so much the body. Yes, the body is important, but it's what they're comfortable with. What's their favorite part? They hate their arms. Guess what? I'm covering their arms, you know. They hate their legs. I'm covering their legs. And sometimes I'll throw in a wild card because of my experience. I'll look at you and I'm like, yeah, she says she hates that. But guess what? I think she's going to love this look. And that happened with Pegeen. She, you know, she's like, I would never wear that. And then I was like, I kind of want to throw this in and see how she feels. And that ended up being one of her favorite pieces. And it was something that she would never, ever, ever wear. So again, it's a little bit of understanding, listening, and tweaking just a little bit out of the box for them. And as far as body type, yes, understanding the body type, what's going to look good on their body, if she's pear shape, you know, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I know that you should stay away from trends unless they're maybe just an accessory piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are there any shifts that you see in this year that you should be aware of?
This year, it's more so I feel like everything's like recycled. Everything kind of just goes in
Yes.
and
Well, you said you said to throw things out.
I know, but it's like
Guess not. Not everything.
no, I know, no. But
Oh dear.
it's what I've seen. It's like futuristic now. Things like I feel like those sneakers with the big platform and all that. And I'm like, no. So
not if you're a more mature person. Voila. You're not going to wear that, and you're not going to wear the big stiletto heels like I wore when I was 20. I love them, but I can't wear them anymore because I'll fall.
Exactly. So again, just stay. If you see, I always say, like, don't look at a celebrity and be like, oh my God, I want to wear that. Like, you got to look at yourself, you know, and what you're comfortable in. You know, again, clothes, they should be made to fit you. So let me like explain that. When you put on those clothes, you're wearing the clothes aren't wearing you. So you want to make sure you're comfortable in it, that it's exuding confidence for yourself. Have a nice bag, you know, and a nice shoe and a nice accessory, and you're good to go. You're good to go.
I agree with you. It's like, it's just hard. So what is the one rule for dressing that you should absolutely follow? And what's the one rule you should break?
The one rule for dressing is it all goes back to self. I feel like it's dress for yourself, dress for what's comfortable, what you're comfortable in. And make sure it's not, again, dirty. Make sure it's not stained. And the rule to break, I feel like the rule to break is you do what you want to do. You know, like wear what you want to wear.
As long as it's not stained.
As long as it's not stained or overfitted, and, you know, and that's such a hard question because everyone's different. You know, I can't say a general rule because every client is different. That one rule I might say live right now might not pertain to you or to my next client. So again, it's all about self. I always go, being a wardrobe stylist is not just about clothes. It's about understanding the client and who they are, what job they have, who are they around, where they go, how often they go there. And all that plays a vital role in when I'm shopping for someone. So that question, it's hard. It's hard to answer that question as
There
far as
really are no
rules.
rules. It's what's
There's none.
everybody is individual. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I I have one more question, well, actually two, but one is my signature question. I like to ask every guest. Our show is all about success through your connections. I believe that we're all successful because no man is an island. We're successful because we have connections. So is there one short story that you can share with us where a connection that you had or someone had that opened up a door of opportunity to you, or that you had the connection that you opened up the door for someone else?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, for one, I wouldn't be on this podcast if it wasn't for a client connecting me with you. So we'll start there. Wonderful, wonderful Pagine was one of still my client.
Yeah.
She introduced us, and this is a connection. And then also, I really feel like a lot of what I do is word of mouth and who you know. So even now, I do alterations for a very classy boutique in Ponte Vedra, and because I do such good work for them, they gave my number to a very influential person in the city. I can't say their name, but very influential. Like, I'm like, you want to work with me? So that opened the door for that. And then now that door, they're now saying they're going to tell their network. And it's just like mind blowing how the success of connections, like I always say, never burn a bridge. Never burn a bridge, because you never know who that person may be now, later. You just never know. People, it's like it's a circle. And that person came around, like even with you, it's been over a year since
Yes.
yeah. And look, a year later, this connection
Here we
flourishes.
are.
So,
You'll be in my
yeah,
closet
so
soon. I don't know about my drawers, but you'll be in my
absolutely,
closet soon.
absolutely. And then
I'm
as
thinking about
far
that black dress that I've had for years.
get rid of it. And then as far as a connection that I helped open the door, because again, I have so many clients. I know some inside people at a company, and I was working a show, a theater show. We're doing wardrobe, and one of the young ladies I'm talking to, she has a huge background in fashion design as well. She's actually teaching now AI in fashion. So she has a company where she's creating like a new outlook on uniforms. So I say, hey, I know someone who could probably use you. So I set it up. I was a mutual person. I wrote them an email. They were like, oh my gosh, DanniAnn, you're amazing. We always love working with you. Because of who you are, we'll listen to her.
Mhm.
So I opened that door for her. I don't know if anything came of it, but again, that connection, I helped someone because of the connection we made, and vice versa. Connections are everything. People, we cannot be anything without each other. Like, I don't understand people who are like, oh, I got this all by myself. Yeah, you may have did the work. Yeah, the work by yourself. You had the plan and play by yourself, but it takes people, and it takes connections, and it takes a team. It takes connections.
Yeah. Can't do it all by yourself. And who
You can't
wants
do it.
to?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't want to do it
exhausting.
all. It's exhausting. Yeah,
No,
it's exhausting.
yeah, no,
I
no.
am so grateful that we were finally able to connect, because I've been
Thank
wanting
you.
to for so long. Thank you so much. So tell us,
Thank
how
you.
can our listeners reach you if they want to contact you, they want to hire you, they want to have the
Absolutely.
consulting? How do they reach
Absolutely.
you? And we will
Yes, you
add
can
it to
reach.
our show notes.
Okay, yes, you can reach me at your style, YOURSTYLE, at DonnaReiné, DonnaReine.com. And then, of course, my website, which is www.DonnaReiné.com. And before we just go off, I love, first of all, your manifestation. One of my dreams is to be a costume designer, for productions. So right now I'm just the costumer. So I just wanted to just say that because it's a huge difference there. But
What is the difference? What's the difference? Tell us.
So the costumer, which I am, I go on set and I help dress and I help pull the looks that the costume designer created for. So yeah, the costume designer is the one that kind of, it's like a storyboard, a mood board. So they get the script before it's even ready to go. And they literally find looks for each character, for each scene. And then they pull in me, the costumer, to now make sure that the actress is dressed, make sure that the actress has that same shirt on for that scene, because in the production world, you might film scene 1 days apart from scene 12. But scene 12, they were wearing this. Scene 1, they were wearing this. So me as the costumer, I have to make sure they're wearing the correct garment at the right time, because then you see the bloopers of like, wait, her top button was buttoned there, but then it's not buttoned there. So it's detailed, very detailed.
I was like, very detailed, meticulously. Yeah.
Very meticulous, making sure that strap, that belt it's so meticulous, making sure that belt is on that third loop, because that's where it was on the third loop in scene 1. We got to make sure it's on that third loop, because scene 1 may be day and scene 12 might be night, but they're wearing the same thing, so you got to make sure. Like, so I do want to become a costume designer one day, but right now
we're going to manifest it.
You manifest
it for you, Danni. I'm going to manifest it for you.
So right now it's just costumer.
Okay, got it.
Costume dresser and stylist. Yes.
Well, so I have seen your work of how you have dressed other people, in the professional speaking world, and I'm super impressed. I can't wait to have you in my closet.
Thank you. I can't wait to be there. I cannot wait to be there.
Don't get too excited. It's kind of boring, but hey, that's what I'm.
It's not boring. It's not boring. It's you.
Jazz it up and be me. So thank you again for being on our show. Thank you, listeners, for being with us this week.
Yes,
so I hope that call DanniAnn. She will take care of you. She'll have you looking great. I mean, look at it. She looks great already. So she can do that for you as well. So I hope that if you're listening to our show today, that you'll like it and you'll subscribe to us, share it with your friends and family. So until next week, just keep on connecting, because that's where the success is.
When it comes to buying, selling, or managing your rental property, don't settle. Choose the professionals at Legacy Realty Group North Florida, the real estate company that gives you peace of mind.